Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. I'm here again with Paul Monk. So he works on the tour truck, and I've got a question for him, and I think this is a question a lot of amateurs have, is what is the main difference between what the amateur is offered, like commercially, and what the tour pro gets equipment wise?
Probably the biggest thing is we have time to sort through equipment, so the tolerances are a lot tighter, so head weights are a lot tighter, and the head weights we can choose from are on a broader scale because we are not necessarily bound to get the golf club going longer to the swing weights going up, because we do have players that play over length but still want a D3 swing weight. So really on irons and woods, it's just the initial weight. Everything else is the same as you'd buy. I mean, the wedges are the same as you'd buy in the shops. There's no real difference apart from I or the team that work with me. We just have the time to sort through everything.
But it's a myth when people say, oh, the heads that they're getting are a better quality material and a better face. And
no, they're exactly the same. Exactly the same. All it is just the tolerances. You know, we just sort through for specific face thicknesses, simply because these guys hit it in the same place all the time. You know, we don't really want any failures, so we just calibrate stuff differently, and that's it.
Yeah, like I was speaking to Roger Cleveland this morning, and he was saying that, like, I know you like grind the wedges and alter things, but even that you're doing less and less because like the product is starting to move on and they are starting to match up.
Yeah, I mean, we're continually, players ask for grinds, we think of grinds, your knowledge is ever expanding through different situations that you meet or come across every week. So those grinds, that if we find that we're consistently doing one sort of grind, say like a C grind, the next time we design a wedge, Roger will incorporate that into that brand line. Okay.
And like we were speaking off camera about sort of custom fitting, and like the actual custom fitting process would be very similar to what
it's almost,
the public would be offered.
Like when we come to a European Tour event and we work the practice days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's just like one big Callaway day as far as the players that we're looking after. We use the same systems, TrackMan, Flight Scope, GC2 machines. Depending on what sort of information we want, we'll use one of those three machines, which is exactly the same that you'd find at a Callaway demo day at any of our retailers that use TrackMan. And so as a fitting process, we go to find the best performing equipment or driver or forward or whatever that particular club is, just for that day, which is exactly the same as you'd get with any of our fitters that travel around doing our demo days.
And like, it was quite interesting actually being in the truck, looking up on the walls. You've got all of the players' grips and like sizes and.
Yeah, so we for quick reference we keep those up there. So it's just kind of a bit of information that you haven't got to have in your head, along with all their other specs. So because we have different players that have round grips on certain clubs, reminder grips on others, different types of grips on driver shafts or fairway shafts to iron shafts. So sometimes it can get a bit complicated. One player has red grips on all his odd clubs and blue grips on all his even clubs. So if you're not thinking when you start the re-grip, then you get the first one wrong, and then by the time you get to the wedge, they're obviously all wrong. So.
And I think, and that's probably the difference between maybe a tour pro and like this, I shouldn't call them standard amateurs, but lovely amateurs, is that they will feel slight differences between a previous club.
Yeah, I mean, one layer of tape. There's hardly anybody out here that can't feel one layer of tape. I mean, it's similar to somebody else driving your car. When you sit in your car and someone's moved your rear view mirror, just that quarter of an inch, or not even quarter of an inch, the whole car just doesn't feel doesn't feel right. And that's these guys have their golf clubs in their hands for 6, 7, 8, 9 hours a day sometimes, so they very, very attuned to them and notice, feel and spot minute differences.
Yeah, so thanks for your time, Paul.
No problem.
And if you've got any questions or any comments on this, were you somebody that thought maybe that the pros or the tour pros were getting superior product to you? I mean, get those comments down below, because I mean that really isn't the case. It's just the way that they are sometimes built, and that's probably more for the Tour Pro, and you probably wouldn't even seen the differences if it was offered to you. So yeah, so get some comments down below, and I hope to catch you soon.